this. Does this work? My mic is on. My books are in the background. I have my drink of water. The baby is currently sleeping. We're gonna start. Hi, my name is Jessica. This is my YouTube channel where I talk about all the books that I love to read, and that's a lot. So I used to do this, and when I say I used to do this, I did like 2 videos, and then I started working, and I never had time to do it anymore. And then I had a baby. So now I'm a stay-at-home mom again. I homeschool my kids, and I wanted to do something to better my mental health. So enough about me, let's get to the books. Today we're going to be talking about the Magical Readathon that G over in Book Roast, she does. She's been doing this readathon for a few years now, and I always set up a TBR, but I never finish any of it. So I've never passed any of my classes. I get too busy. And I told myself that this year is going to be the year that I pass my classes. And this is going to be the year that I do everything book-wise that I told myself. Well, we're in April, and I'm just now starting that. You know what? It's better late than never, right? So we're going to do this year. You're going to come with me. I'm going to do a vlog about it. I got a new microphone for my camera. I got a new other camera thing, so I can actually commit and do this without a problem. Magical Readathon, think D&D. G has created this whole entire world, and you are going to school, you are a student, and you create your own character, you go to classes, and these classes have to do with what you're calling or the job that you want to do when you're done with school. And you take certain classes that go along with that calling. I have chosen to be a demonologist, and that means I have quite a few, 6, I believe, to be exact, classes that I have to take. Now, we are doing spring equinox right now, and during the autumn equinox, you have to, I believe, read just like 1 or 2 more books. There's a certain letter grade that you have to get in order to pass that class. With the spring equinox, you don't have to do that. There's just a simple prompt. You go with the prompt, you read the book, you pass that class. I'm going to go over the prompts for demonologist, and I'm going to tell you the books that I chose for that class. And the first subject is elemental studies. And in elemental studies, your course focus this year is earth and its fruit. The prompt is a book with a fruit on the cover. Apparently, I don't have any of that. So I took it as the way I would take it. There's a fruit on the cover or the word fruit on the cover. And I picked Fruit Baskets. This is a manga that has to do with a girl, I believe, is going through like a really, really tough time with her family. She lives in the woods in a tent, and she meets these boys. When the guys embrace the girl, they turn into some type of animal, into an animal of the Chinese zodiac. So I did start reading this a few years ago, and then I stopped reading it. So this is the perfect time to pick it back up. The next class would be shapeshifting. The course focus is miniature dragons. I think we all know where this is going. It needs a dragon in the title or on the cover or in the story. I am a slacker, and I stopped reading this book, and then I thought this would be the perfect prompt to pick it back up and to reread it and finish it. So this is going to be my pick, my shape-shifting class. And this is Iron Flame by Rebecca Yarros. This is the second book in the Fourth Wing series. So that's going to be that book. The third book is going to be, the class I'm taking is Spells and Incantations, and the spell that we're going to be doing is Copy and Paste, and we need a word from your last book title to be on the cover. Believe it or not, this was harder than I thought it would be, and the last book that I am currently reading, because it was, G said it was the day that you pick the book, is the book of your like last, the one you are currently in, either of her video or like when you pick your book, and I am in Lights Out. So the only book that I had, because I'm trying to stay in my TBR without having and going buying other books, the book I picked is Light Lark by Alex Astor. Don't really understand what's about. I know it's a YA fantasy romance book. I know that this has to do with like a deadly game that only comes about 100 years, every 100 years, and where the rulers of 6 realms fight to break the curses and win unparalleled power. So I just keep seeing her stuff all over. I've had this book on my TBR since it came out, and I just haven't picked it up yet. So we're going to get it done now. The next book, everybody keeps texting me, so the next book, the next class that we're going to be taking is Conjuration. I think I said that right. And that is Locational Summons. I was super excited because I was hoping that I would get what I got, and I did, but it took me a few tries. So with this one, it is you go to a random country generator, and you get 5, G says you get 5 turns, and then so you do 5 turns, and you pick the country that you want, and you read an author from that country. I have been wanting to read this book for so long, and I just haven't been able to pick it up. And I thought this was perfect because I got Malaysia, and this author is from Malaysia. She was born there, and I hear amazing things about that book, about this book. And this is Daughter of the Moon Goddess by Su Lin Tan. I hope I said that correctly, but I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know what this book is about. I've purposefully not looked into the spoilers or anybody giving a rating. I haven't looked on GoodNotes because I grabbed this book just because the cover was absolutely stunning and I loved it and I wanted to read it, and I just haven't been able to pick it up. So now it is going to get done. The next book, or well, the next class we're going to do is Demonology. Of course, you have to take Demonology if you want to be a demonologist. So Demonology, and that is Banishing Basics. And so we're going to read a book with a missing person. I don't know if you can't tell, but I'm a huge Disney person, and I have been going to Disney a little more recently than normal. We had annual passes, and then we didn't, and now we do again. So saying that, I need to get my Disney fix without having to drive 2 hours, because that's how far away I live from Disney World, to drive 2 hours to get my Disney fix. So of course I want to read Disney. That's the next best thing. I play Disney Dreamlight, and now I'm going to be reading a Disney type book. I have plenty of Disney books on my shelf, but I wanted to read about an actual Disney character, and that is where our next book comes in. And I am reading Unbirthday, which is a twisted tale by Liz Braswell. This is about it. I'll read to you what it says on the front up here, because it also says it on the back. It says, "What if Wonderland was in peril and Alice was very, very late?" So from my understanding from the synopsis, this is after Alice goes to Wonderland for the first time, and it says that there is a girl missing and begging for her help. So Alice has to go back to Wonderland and help with her and the Mad Hatter. And all of the characters, obviously the Queen of Hearts, because that's the main character on here. She's on here. So I'm super excited. We also just watched Alice in Wonderland the other day. I was like, man, I haven't watched that movie in so long. And then I saw this book and I was like, oh, it's perfect. So I'm going to watch Alice in Wonderland and then I'm going to read A Twisted Tale. So the last book on my list that I have is for the class of lore, and that is The Song of the Ages is going to be our course focus. And the book, or the prompt, is a musical term in the title, so song, note, etc. And I chose When the Bones Sing. I was actually at first going to pick this one for my demonology course because there's apparently murder and mystery and missing people in this. But this book I picked up, this is by Jenny Myers Sane. She, I believe, is a local here. She lives in Florida. I was at my Barnes & Noble. I saw I think she has 4 books, these 4 books out. I don't know if this is a series. I hope it's not a series because I do know that this is not the first book in the series. But this is the one that they had at Barnes & Noble, and apparently she was coming and going to do a author sign event. So I'm hoping to read this and then get it signed if I haven't missed it, because I don't quite remember the date, but I'm hoping it's soon. I'm pretty sure it's like in a few weeks. And I wanted to read it because I thought it'd be really cool to read it and then go get it signed. I've done that with a few other authors, and it's always been really fun to go to my local Barnes & Noble and meet some awesome authors. But this book is basically, it says, Lucifer's Creek, Arkansas has had more than its fair share of murders. Over 24 people have disappeared off of the local hiking trails. They're there one moment, gone the next, not a trace left behind until their buried bodies are discovered. Some believe that it is a monstrous Ozarks howler snatching people up. While 17-year-old Dovey doesn't believe in the howler, she does believe in her unnatural talent. She can hear the bones of the dead calling her. So when they begin to wail, she helps the sheriff reunite the dead with their families to give them some peace. There's more to the synopsis, but just that alone, I picked up that book so fast. Also, this is a really pretty cover. I absolutely love this. Again, I think there's 3 other books because they're on the back, and one is Dark and Shallow Lies, Secrets So Deep in One Last Breath. I have absolutely no idea if I'm reading it in order, and I'm hoping that I am. And my baby is stirring right now. She is waking up. Yep. So that is going to be, because my baby's waking up, that is going to be the end of this video. That is my April TBR, and I hope that you all have a great day and you stay and subscribe and watch my future vlogs. Bye.